Welcome to How to Play 7½. To play, you will need a deck of cards, something to make bets with, and 2 or more players. Only 40 cards from the deck are used in this card game. Remove the 8s, 9s, and 10s from the deck. The object of the game is to get a card total closer to 7½ than the banker without going over. Aces have a value of 1. The 2s through the 7s are face value. All face cards have a value of a half. The first banker is determined by each player drawing a card. The lowest card drawn is the first banker. The banker is the dealer, and all other players will make an initial bet. Once the bets are placed, the banker will deal 1 card to each player. Players will take turns deciding to stay or hit with the goal of getting as close to 7½ without going over. Diana goes first and decides to hit for another card. When hitting, the banker will deal a card face up. Diana now chooses to stay. Play moves to Peter, who decides to hit. Peter now decides to stay. Play moves to Jess, who decides to hit. Jess chooses to hit again. A player goes bust if their cards total over 7½. If this happens, the player must show their cards immediately. Jess busts on this round and loses her bet to the banker. After each player has had a turn to hit or stay, the banker will reveal their card and can choose to hit or stay. Wade chooses to stay on 7. All players who didn't bust will reveal their cards. Diana has a value of 4½ and loses to Wade's 7. Peter has a 7 to match Wade's 7. The banker wins all ties and Wade collects Peter's bet. Wade takes in the cards and will shuffle them. Another round is started by the players placing a bet. Again, each player is dealt 1 card. Diana chooses to hit. If a player gets 7½ exactly, their cards are shown. Diana shows her cards after getting 7½ exactly. Play moves to Peter, who hits. Peter busts and flips over his cards. Play moves to Jess, who hits. Players are allowed to hit as many times as wanted as long as they don't bust. Jess chooses to stay here. Wade shows his card and chooses to hit. Wade decides to stay at 6½. Jess shows her cards and ties Wade with a 6½. The banker wins the tie. Diana beats the banker and Wade will pay out the amount bet to Diana. If a player beats the banker with a 7½ exactly, they become the new banker. If you enjoyed learning how to play 7½ and you are curious about other games, our channel is your go-to spot for fun, easy to follow tutorials. Check out the collection of videos to find your next favorite game.